Ronnie, you and Billy were teammates for longer than any two major leaguers in history, I believe. Here we are on Jackie Robinson Day. First of all, Ronnie, tell me the significance of that to you in terms of getting to know Billy most of your life.
Well, Billy, I met Billy in that spring in February when Roger Hornsby was our hitting coach. And when I first met Billy, it's like you meet somebody, you just know you like him.
Yeah.
He's just a good guy, and I was amazed at his bat and how good he was. And then to hit behind him my whole career was wonderful. And then we spent time in San Antonio, Texas. And we both started off. I started off slow. Billy started off well, and then I came on, and all of a sudden, in the middle of well, we had taken a bus ride. I think it was Victoria, Texas. I think it was, and we're on the bus, and all of a sudden we stopped in this area, but which I wasn't familiar with, and Billy and J.C. Martin, was it?
J.C.
Hartman had to get off the bus. I couldn't believe it. I'm 18 years old. I've never seen that in Seattle or any place. I couldn't understand it. Anyway, to go further, we start the season. He's doing great, and all of a sudden, I get to the ballpark. J.C. comes up to me and says, "Ron, Billy hasn't showed up." And I'm going, "What?" And all of a sudden, he wasn't there for the day, and Buck O'Neill, they got a hold of Buck, and he went out there to get Billy at Whistler, Alabama. Billy came back, and I remember saying to him, and I thought it had something to do, and more so, I think that Billy doesn't show his emotion. He's a leader, but he doesn't show his emotion. And being a clubhouse, closed doors, he doesn't like something, he'll let you go, and he's also that way with his daughters.
Now, Billy, of course, we know that that incident that Ronnie's talking about caused you to quit professional baseball briefly.
Yes, I did.
And you were tired of the discrimination that you were receiving there in Texas, Mission, Texas, I believe it was. And seeing now what professional baseball has meant to you, and they're getting ready to build a statue of you. So just talk about the significance of that with relation to Jackie Robinson Day here today, and the opportunity to play pro baseball.
Well, when you talk about Jackie Robinson, I think he made a lot of this possible. That I could play baseball. 1947, when he walked in as the Brooklyn Dodgers, knowing what he had to do to accept a lot of stuff. Ranch Rickey, made it possible. Of course, Jackie Robinson came in the big league, and it made it possible for Santo and I to play together for so many years. Just enjoy the person, not looking at the color of their skin, just going out and playing a game of baseball. And I think when we talk about this 1959 San Antonio incident, it was a thing that I just had got fed up with it. We had a guy like Jim Brewer who was on the ball club, and of course Ronnie and I had to wait, JC and I had to wait on them to bring our food out. And I called my brother just before we boarded the bus in Victoria, and riding, I guess it was about 3 or 4 or 5 hours riding back. I'm just thinking about when I go home tomorrow, I'm going to do a lot of fishing. And when I got back to the Manhattan Hotel where JC and I stayed, I told JC to take me to the train station. And Jay said, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going home. I had enough. I don't want to play anymore. And JC said, I'm not taking you down to the train station. I said, well, if you don't take me, I'm going to call a cab anyway. So JC said, you serious, aren't you? I said, yes, I'm going home because I think I had enough now. I played enough baseball and I went through enough, so I'm headed out. So he finally took me to the train station, and Jay went out to the park later on that evening, and Grady Hatton was our manager, and JC and I normally ride back and forth to the ballpark together. And I walked in, JC walked in, and I wasn't with him, so Grady immediately came over and asked where was Billy. and of course, you know, I had gone home. But I like to think Buck O'Neil had a lot to do with me coming back, because I trusted Buck. I first met Buck when I signed a contract in 1956, and he was in Mesa, Arizona, and we stayed in the barracks. And I remember him waking up every morning about 5:30 and say, "Shake those sheets, get out of bed, let's go play some baseball." So, with the help of John Holland, who sent Buck O'Neil down, and my father built a home. It was about 60 or 70 yards from the main street, you know. And I see this Fury, which Buck always drove. It was a Plymouth Fury.
Right.
And when he drove up in that driveway, I say, I'm in trouble now. So, you know what Buck did though? He used a lot of psychology, because as a young man, you don't know what you're gonna do.
Right.
You know? And when Buck came down, he said, "How you feel?" I said, "I'm doing all right, but I don't want to play in the baseball again." So Buck took me down to Pritchard Park. Well, a lot of my friends were,
Right.
you know, and they were so excited about seeing me. So, "You've been off, where you going, to play baseball, play professional baseball?" "Oh man, that's great." And Buck over there smiling, he knew what I was thinking then, you know. But he didn't say anything, you know, he just took me down there, and the guys started talking, made a big thing of playing professional baseball, and Buck got me in the car, and we went back home. So I guess the next couple of days I told Buck I'm about ready to go back now. I'm ready to go play some baseball, because I saw what I was missing. I looked at the big picture, and the big picture was playing together with Santo in the big league. We had a great time.
Well, both you guys can thank Buck for you guys being teammates for so long, then, right?
Yeah, well, you know, the other thing I was just thinking about too is the fact that how many African Americans didn't make it because of the same situation. You know, I thought about that a long time ago, and that's the sad part. What Billy was able to come back, but a talent like this not to come back. Think about it. And as you said, you know, a Hall of Famer and a beautiful person.